Hi everybody, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft Season 5, Episode 62 with me, Sid, and I am at the forge, the smeltery, the word, pulling together the makings of the next thing we need, which is of course going to be an alloy smelter. Now most of this we can do, but we do need a cauldron. Cauldron is going to be 7 ingots of iron. We also need a machine chassis. That's okay, but we do need some of that, and we're going to need a capacitor. 2 crucibles, yeah, easy. 4 iron for that, so that's 7 plus 4, that's 11. Plus 32. 32 iron we need. Now, we definitely got it, but it is going to make a severe dent in our iron reserves. Fortunately, we've got the tool. We're starting to get to the point where we've got the tools mainly to do what we want. I still need to decide what to do about hatchet and axe. Whether do I go with a felling axe, or do I go with? I'm just going to process the lot. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I am going to hit the whole lot through. I don't think there's any other iron reserves kicking around up there. Is there a bit of silver? A little bit of ardite, yeah, I think we're fine. So yeah, I'm just going to process everything up, and what I should actually do is also start casting some blocks while we're at it. But yeah, that's going to be necessary. We're going to turn those into ingots. The ingots we're then going to have to turn into, we'll have to weld them together. At this stage we're going to have to weld them together anyway, because the alternative is 2 wrought iron plates. Wrought iron plates are made by using a metal press on a wrought iron sheet, which, if I was going to do that, I might as well just do that. There's no quick way of doing this. I am going to have to forge these, I'm afraid. But it's fine. We'll process this lot through, and yeah, I'll be back in a mo. Alright, that gives us lots of iron. That's the official verdict, lots. So we need to make 32 of these into wrought iron sheets to start off with. I'm going to put that away as well, and to do that we're going to want to obviously run the furnace, the forge even. And this is going to be a reasonably long process, but that's fine. It'll take as long as it takes. Now, while we're doing this, this is something I've done with Sid's Modern Life, and going back to just answer some of the comments that have been put on over the last few weeks. It's too many to go back over them all, but I just wanted to address a few. So, firstly, regarding the ardite, Thomas the Crunk Engine said, I thought previous episode I saw a crafting recipe that you could melt down cobalt ore in the TFC crucible and get ardite. So let's have a quick look at that. Cobalt. Cobalt. We've got the cobalt ore blob. Yeah, so let's have a look at that one. So cobalt ore is supposed to in the bloomery. Bloomery? Well, we'll seem an odd place to get it. But yeah, it does seem that if you put it in the bloomery, you could get that. That seems to me to be a bug. I'd like the entire thing really is looking like a bug. So, did that go just as I went over it? Yes, of course it did. So, while we're thinking about that, we also need to do something like that to make this ready. I have got a spare hammer. So, moving swiftly on, Thanakai said, it's almost certainly a config issue with a pack or a bug in the mod that adds the functionality. Fix it by a cheat swap is perfectly valid in my opinion. That's probably what I'll end up doing. It's not a major problem. I have got around it, as we know, for this, but I might want to try and take my arrows up to manual in as well, and at the moment we have one option there. We only have the one ingot's worth, I should say, so you know, we're a bit stuffed. Fanus Obscura says, correcting your maths, 145 divided by 4 is 36. You're getting 1 millibucket more per. So let me double check that one. That is a thing. So if I was to use U in here, I would get 1. So I get 4 millibuckets more. Yeah. So it's, yeah. Correcting my math, I'm sure, is one of the major hobbies of most people who watch my videos. We're still waiting on that. Then moving on, there's a couple of questions, and these ones were particularly worthy of things. So NPSWM said, you know, there aren't close to enough mobs, hostile or not, in this pack. You should add Lycanites and passive mobs. The thing is, if this was vanilla, I would agree, because the mobs in vanilla are relatively tame compared to, say, other packs where, you know, the in vanilla, well, compared to this, actually. Let me just, no, that's not it. There we go, one, that will do me. Let's pop you in there. Yeah, compared to other, to vanilla, the mobs in this are definitely not tame. Infrequent, perhaps. I probably wouldn't disagree with that. No, that's not going to go. That'll do me. And maybe not enough often, but again, when I eventually get to the point where I go and try and take on one of these dungeons over there, you'll see the difference. Zombies themselves are actually not that big a problem in this pack. There we go. First one down. Let's get the next batch of iron cooking. 8 more of those to go, and that used 4, didn't it? So yeah. So yeah, the mobs in this, because the spiders have 2,500 hit points and are more vulnerable to piercing weapons than they are to slashing or crushing weapons. Skeletons have 1,000 hit points, are often armored and are more vulnerable to crushing weapons and take barely no damage from piercing weapons. Zombies take damage from slashing weapons. They only have 600 hit points, but yeah, the thing is that the mobs in this are nasty, and then we've got the Thorncraft variants on top of that. So Lycanites wouldn't scale to the pack. Obviously, you know, your Lycanites mobs would only have standard vanilla hit points, so 20s, 40s, whatever that may be. And secondly, this world is dangerous enough, trust me. I tend towards the overcautious, and as a result I tend to live more, but you know, watch other players on TFC and you'll see them die regularly. Plus I've played this quite a bit now, so I'm kind of good at avoiding dying. Like I said, I've still managed to die twice already, so in 62 episodes, not bad, I suppose. So that was one from MPSWM. The other question was, is Pam's Harvest Craft in the pack? The answer to that is no, and wow. For the same reason that Lycanites wouldn't scale, Harvest Craft wouldn't, because of course all of the foods in here have a value and they go to fill up a bar. Pam's, this vanilla food mod, it isn't going to work in this at all. It's a shame. It would give us more options, but we have got a surprising range of plants and foods, just not as many as Pam's. But we have got an awful lot of trees, and again we will get to having an orchard at some point. We've got, you know, bushes, we'll get those down at some point, and yeah, world will be good and happy eventually. The final one, which was a thing, but was from Rob Williams. Said you should look down ravines as you pass. You often find X or berries down there. I think I've got some over here actually. I think it knows I want to talk. I think we have an all berry. Yeah, essence berry. So we have got 4 of them, and we'll get those in at some point. But I have got those, and yeah, I mean that's good advice anyway, just for looking for ores, because you can often look down a ravine and see the ore down there, which can't be overstated really as how valuable that is. No, that's not what I do, is it? Damn it. I'll get there eventually. Not like that, I won't though. Thank you. Whew, that took a while. Longer than I really wanted it to. So yeah, that was just a selection of some of the comments. I will try and answer them online. My time at the moment is very, very scarce. So I am finding it increasingly difficult to reply to comments at the moment. It's not to say I don't read them. I do. I read them all. And come on, there you go. But yeah, sometimes it's a toss-up between do I reply to a comment or do I record content, and the answer always has to be recording content. So do keep the comments coming. I do read them. I do laugh at the funny ones. I do take everything on board. Sometimes the answer is just no, I don't want to do that, but you know, I still listen. And yeah, that's it. Let me get another 6 of those, and I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, coming up on the last one, and yeah, this is tedious. I think it's fair to say this is a tedious job, but that's fine. We've got 8, and that's what we needed. So armed with that, and with a massive rainstorm, I think we should probably sleep the night off, because this is particularly unpleasant, and also I find rain in Minecraft one of those things doesn't lend to the recording experience or the viewing experience or any experience, to be honest. Yeah, however, that's fine. We are, well, what month are we on now? Autumn. We're actually into autumn, 3rd of October. Oh, we're actually not far off the real date of recording. What are the odds, eh? Right, we need to eat a little bit. We need to drink a little bit. And we need to make 3 crucibles, which means we need 15 fire clay, I believe, is what we're after. We still need to get that tree farm formalized. Now we know it works. So we need clay. Now if I were to go and look at an alloy furnace, again we can check that. We need a crucible, and a crucible. Crucibles are 5 fire clay. Fire clay is, so basically 15 graphites and 15 kaolinites, I think, are what I need to... I think that's right. If I'm wrong, then it does not a problem, is it? It's not like I'm going to get shot out. What are the actual wheels like? They're okay. All of this just to make steel the, in quotes, easy way. Of course, if you've seen any of the previous seasons, you'll know that the normal way of making steel, not so pleasant. With a bloomery, it's it's quite a painful process in some respects. But that's fine, you know, this is what it is. This is the game we play. But anything that makes making steel and any of the other, once we get up to them black steel and blue steel and red steel easier, anything that makes that easier has got to be a good thing, because yeah, that is not a fun process. So we need those. That will give me all of that. I need to get the cauldron going, but that's we can rock the cauldron fairly easily. I'm just wondering how is it. See, I've got a feeling that I have not kept those iron bars, so it might actually be that we need to craft our own. But again, we're not short of iron. We are short of iron relative, but we're not short of iron at the same time. And I know that makes absolutely zero sense at all, but I can't help that. That's what it is. So here we go. That should give us 1 and 2, and then we should be good to go. Right, let me get this the right way around. Fire clay is made. I don't think it actually matters. Like so. And then we go and don't bugger it up. 1, 2, don't stack. 3, put the clay away, and we can split the redstone back into those for the time being. One of those requires those, and that will give us the blast furnace. Now, if we were doing this the normal way, we can't place it. Oh, God damn it. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, I need a normal torch. I can't see it. Normal torch, normal torch. I need a normal torch. Get me a normal bloody torch. Oh crap! I don't think I've got any normal torches, have I? Oh crud! I definitely don't want to lose that to despawning. Right, let's get some torches. I need to make sure that I keep some normal torches at all times, because the normal torch is the means to make more torches. That'll do. Right, let's get back in that water. So we were over here, and it's got to be down here somewhere. Surface, 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 and back down again. Dude, you know what? If this has just vanished, I'm spawning it back in. Sorry, there it is. I'll take the damage. I don't care. Oh man, that was unpleasant surprise. Okay, now we have our blast furnace. So the blast furnace, you drop coal and charcoal into it in equal proportions and keep them hot, and it's a pain. If you want to watch me do it, I suggest you watch season 4 or season 3. I actually honestly can't remember whether I got to the blast furnace in season 2. It was that much of a pain in the backside. So we need to make 4 steel. That's the next thing, and we haven't got the steel. We've got the pig iron. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those to start off with as well. We'll get the that's the cauldron made. So the only thing we're missing now is the machine chassis, which was just while we're thinking about this, go and get, I can't remember which way around the capacitor is. 1 copper, 4 gold, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 4 gold, and the redstone. Let's get all of that, get everything done, then we'll get the thing done, and then we should, all other things being equal, be in a position to actually make the first machine, realistically the first actual machine, the alloy smelter, which will be lovely. Got you, we just need to, we can, yeah, let's go and get a furnace cooking, and then we can process this steel, this iron, pig iron into steel. So pig iron at this stage, we need to process it into high carbon steel, and then we process it into steel. We can't do, we can't, I don't think there is a trick at this stage that we can use to process this any faster. We can make weak steel to make black steel. You can use pig iron and flux to make wrought iron, which seems like a complete waste to me. Grind it down. You can smelt it into pig iron in the Tinker's smeltery. But yeah, I think we're into this realm at the moment. So get that lit. Heat up these 4 ingots. That's all we need to do. In the meantime, I'll also grab 6 of those and make these iron bars, which I was hoping not to have to waste that on, but realistically we're going to need more machine frames anyway, and when we've still got a considerable amount of iron and copper and gold, so I'm not too worried. This needs to heat. Oh, we're going to need 4 iron as well, aren't we? Okay, that's not a problem. 4 more iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's everything we need. All we need to do now is wait for this to heat up. So again, back in a second. Alright, last ingot. I think I've got this. My old bronze hammer broke, so I've had to put my new iron one that I'd made in, and I think I've got this down pat. There, done. So in theory we should be able to make that by doing that, that and that. Take one of those with that, that, that and that will give me that. It is night time, so I'll just go and grab the connectors and the wires, and then we are going to head, I've already set them to one side. Now what we'll obviously have to do is come up with a better connection regime than just wire to wire to wire, but we'll, you know, when having one machine really does mean that we don't need to worry too much at this stage, but this machine is going to be pretty important if it can make the alloys like we think it can. And of course we'll be testing it the moment I've got it in, see how much power it uses, and B, seeing how much power it uses. Oh, I've got them, that's all right. So for simplicity's sake, we are going to place you here, and we'll stick a slab underneath you, and we are going to go and put a, oh man, damn it, hang on a second, that should do us. Still spawn safe and allows us to do this. Don't need to leave it in. Now this has currently got things, it takes 100,000 RF. This has got 1 million RF, and if we put the input mode to active with signal. That I think will mean that it can't take any power. So that is draining. Minus 80 RF per tick. That is filling at 20 RF per tick. Minus 80. 20. That must be slow. So this should, by my guesstimate, end up at, well, that should be 900,000. That should be 100,000. I mean, it's pretty much obvious. Recipes. We can take weak blue steel, black steel and flux and make high carbon. We can do that. Yeah, that's nowhere near where we're at the moment. We can take copper and tin to make bronze on a mixed basis. We can do bismuth. We can do black bronze. We can do brass, sterling silver. And you can use platinum and redstone. That's interesting to know. I must remember that. Nickel to make weak steel. Weak steel is used to make high carbon black steel. Okay, that's fine. I've lost myself for now. Let me just jump it. Right, so this is at 900,000. That's at 100,000. So we are going to turn that off and that back on, so that can just recharge in the background. This has got 100,000 RF in it, and we need to check the recipe we're going to use, which is going to be, there's a lot of them. So that's your weak steel: pig iron, flux and coal powder. That's the one. Makes pig iron. Binder, okay, many variations. Fused quartz, glass, enlightened glass, bismuth ingots, bismuth bronze, black, lots of black steel, pig iron, yep, rose gold. See, I think these are just going to be variations on a theme now. 3 brass dust makes 3 ingots. I mean, that's kind of obvious, really. And the way you can make those is with the grindstone, the crusher, sag mill, bonus output, but absolutely no bonus output, is there? It's a shame, you know, you've got these amazing recipes with the bonus outputs and things, and then it looks like, I mean, you can't, obviously we can't get that, well, we might be able to get that one, I don't know. Definitely can't get that. We can do that, but all of the ingots basically transfer over. Yeah, I mean, there's a few recipes for sand and stuff, but what we are really missing here is, well, you can actually do that. What can you do here? I saw that flick over. Kimberlite will make, you can do kimberlite. All right, that's handy. Arpish, you can do pitch blend. Really? That's the thing? Where the hell do you get pitch blend from? Sorry. From sieving? Pitch blend, mithril. Really? That's the thing, we've got mithril? Hang on, sorry, I'm just curious. What can you use that for? You can make molten mana infused metal, which can be used to make... Oh, wow. I don't know why I've not found any mithril. Sieving might be a thing we want to do at some point. But anyway, let us go and back to here, and we are going to go and get the recipe for... I'm going to take a bit of coal, we're going to take some flux, and we're going to take some wrought iron. Let's give it a test. Next episode, I want to actually get a building on this thing, by the way. I don't want to just leave it as this big shell. I actually do want to do some building for a change, because we've been doing a lot of exploring. And I know, as I said before, I know some of you like exploring, some of you don't, some of you prefer progression-based stuff. And, you know, as they say, as the old and very well-known saying goes, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. So exploring is an option sometimes. Other times it will be... Did I put a bit of flux anywhere? No, I know where I've got flux anyway. That's not a problem. Yeah, some people like building, some people like just overall purely progression based stuff, and you know, all are equally valid. So that's me. That's my cop out clause. So I've got 4 pig iron there. That's 2. I actually need 14, don't I? But if this works, then, and it's relatively painless, then we should be able to make a steel anvil relatively easily, which means that we could potentially make a steel suit of armor. However, it's going down. What? Oh, jeez, that is slow. That is so slow. That is heavily nerfed, isn't it? Well, it is what it is. It is still cheaper than just sticking the iron. Well, not necessarily cheaper, but it's probably easier than sticking the iron and into the coke oven. But wow, that is. As you. It hasn't even reached 10% there, and it's used nearly 25% of the power to even get. Oh, geez, that is. It is 25% of the power to get 10%, so it's going to need 100,000 to get to 40, 200,000 to get to 80, so 250. I would say it's going to be 250,000 RF to 250,000 RF. Better start it outputting, hadn't I? Wow. We're definitely going to want to get some capacitors in there. Now obviously we can put the capacitor, that basic capacitor, that as a machine upgrade, but we need to make energetic alloy for that. That is made using oh, come on. It's not too bad. Glowstone, redstone and gold. We could make that. That will increase the storage and speed. The octadic capacitor needs vibrant, which of course is ender pearls and energetic. We might, I don't know, I'm just going to have a look at my ender pearl stash, but they are not going to be anywhere near as efficient as they were in the last pack we played in things. Still, it is what it is. We got 12 ender pearls. We actually have got enough to make an octadic capacitor. Yeah, makes me wonder what applied energy 6 is going to be like, apart from a complete pain in the bum. But it gives us the option. We can actually do it now, and we have the power. We have reached the age of technology, and technology is in the form of this. Just out of interest, if I wanted a pig iron ingot, that it? Oh no, it takes 2. It's 70 to make 1, so it's actually, that is all pretty good, and it's 200 RF per tick for 512. Jeez, 512 ticks. What's that? 20 TPS, isn't it? 20 ticks per second. So 200 is 10. I suppose it's not too bad. Quarter million RF. That is scarily slow. Well, it will take as long as it takes. This is doing its thing. I think it's drained the power. Well, yeah. I think it's time for a screenshot. And I think on that note, we're going to call this one an episode. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.